And we're back. I think we're back. Are we back? Yes, we're back. Woohoo! Hi, everybody. I'm Abby Hagyard. And first things first, oh my gosh, you guys on LinkedIn, I don't know, you're just on fire. You're just blowing it up, and I'm so excited. So, and the reason I say that right now is because I have these amazing people, all you amazing people who are on Facebook and have been with me from the beginning, and the YouTube guys. The thing is, I just not that long ago, I thought, you know what, I haven't reached out to any of the people that I talk to and deal with on LinkedIn. So I'm now cross-posting these videos. And last week there were, I don't know, 700 people who checked it out on the different groups that I belong to. So we love that about you. All right, so before we get started, I need to do one thing. Our theme today is happiness now. Wouldn't it be awesome if we could have happiness right now, like in the moment? I think it would be amazing. Good morning, Freddie. How are you? Tell me about your day. Sorry, just so good and so hot. All right, so there are things that happen that we don't anticipate. We know certain things. We know that if we stay up late, we're going to be tired in the morning. And we know that if we eat that, it's going to be that. And we do it anyway there denial is not just a river in Egypt. And the reason I want to talk about what if there was an easy button, right? What if there was a button and all we had to do was go boop and we were happier now? Not happiest, not overwhelmed and carried off on paroxysms of joy and glee, just happier. Is there a thing? Is there a way? And I think so. I do it a lot. I do it with people all the time. I do it for myself all the time. I do it with my clients all the time. And there's a reason for it. And I'm gonna walk you through it. Okay. But first of all, I just want to say, here it is, June. It's June. How did that happen? I swear to you, minutes ago it was May. And before that it was birthday month. What? Where did it all go, right? It just seems to be so quick. And that is so kind of discombobulating, right? And sometimes that's all it takes. The recognition that it's too warm for the clothing we were wearing. So we put on the clothing we wore last year when it was too warm for the clothing we were wearing. And it doesn't fit. The clothing doesn't fit. Now we realize that we have had too much of a good time all winter. And now we have to do something about it. And we were happier before we tried on this outfit, I'll tell you. How do we get it back? I have a plan. I've been noticing on social media, there are 11 billion ways to get fit in 10 days. And it's free. It's free. All you have to do is sit through this 47-hour questionnaire and then sign up for something, and you realize, no, the first 47-hour questionnaire was free. All the other stuff, they're going to charge you on a regular basis. So I'm of a mind that what we want is simpler. We want the simple fix, the simple win. I don't mean we want to cut to the chase. I don't mean that we want to avoid the learning curve, the learning steps, each one of those things, even though sometimes they're a little bit shocking or painful. They give us the understanding of how it works. How does it go together? What happens when it breaks? And there isn't somebody on happy button who can just fix it. We have to have our own resources at our own disposal, because there are times when our superhero fix-it person is down for the count temporarily. And then what? And then you think we're happier? No. I was reading a friend of mine who, a couple of them actually this weekend, various appliances of greater necessity than they realized broke this weekend. And oh, it's 15 minutes after the warranty. We'll have to put you on hold forever. That's not the way we were thinking it was going to be when all these promises were made. However, some of the promises were supposed to be made by us to us. So some of the blame, some of the I know, I should have been doing it, is ours, right? So I don't want to delve into shoulda, coulda, woulda. Today I want to talk about boop, happier. Because if we can do that once a day, then everything is easier, right? So a couple of situations, some friends of mine have young people, children, relatives, who are changing their lives. Time marches on. It does. It does. Good morning, Daniel. It does, Freddie. It does march. Occasionally it trips and stumbles and cracks a tooth, but it marches on. And this one particular really sweet friend of mine, whose child is in basic training, has felt the need to ask for emotional support. And I said, it's the way we ask. It's not that we ask. If we focus on the fact that they're doing the thing they want to do, they have a goal, they have a mission, they have a purpose, they have a passion, and they are together with their colleagues, their brothers and sisters, their fellow journeyists, pioneers, then what we really need to do is talk amongst ourselves and generate good feelings about their process. Good feelings that they are in good hands. First, their own. Second, who they've surrounded themselves with. And we need to be grateful for this journey they're on, rather than the normal reaction, the normal loving family, supporters, friends who are anxious. This is not a time for anxiety. This is a time for celebration. It is a time for leaning in and supporting with our energy their passion. Because our energy collectively, the group, our energy, this group here, every single week you're here with me as often as you can. And because it's live, it means you can rewatch anytime. And you're here with me for selfish reasons and generous reasons. You stop in to watch, to reconnect. You stop in to watch, to take away any nuggets or seeds that wave to you. This is how we are sharing our journey. This is how we are building our tribe and growing forward. And there are so many scenarios right now. There always are. Right now, in the moment, especially with social media that shows us stuff all the time. There was a time, I remember hearing about it and then realizing that I was living it when television changed. It's a lot of years ago now that a man named Ted Turner changed the nature of information programming, and he created a network called CNN, and it was all news all the time. And their concept was to fly reporters and fly crews everywhere in the world and report on the ground in the moment, not the way the decade before that, the generation before that, we waited for the news to filter back and our newsreader would read it. And we would understand that this happened last week or last month. With the advent of that Ted Turner decision, gosh, I don't know how long ago it is now. Because it just seems like it's been with us always, doesn't it? But the idea that you would get instant news, and now all the stations, all the networks, everybody does it because there is a craving for snackability. There is a craving for instant gratification. There is a craving for more now, more now. And sometimes more now is not what we actually need now. Sometimes what we need is not more of the toxic, the water torture of the constant drop, drop, drip, drip of bad news. What we need is the recognition that we got this, that we are here, that everything is a process, and that you breathe in and you breathe out. And while you're breathing in, all the new stuff is coming in. And while you breathe out, you're letting all the old stuff go. It's not a constant in, in, in. You can't keep breathing in, you'd fall over. You have to let stuff go. And we don't think about that. And so we get anxious when not enough stuff is coming. Not enough stuff is coming now. And my phone, I think there's something wrong with my phone. It hasn't pinged in 5 seconds. That's toxic. How can we be happier now? And I have a story. Of course I have a story. Everything is a story, right? Cheers. Somebody said to me, because, sorry, first of all, in many cases, happier equates to confident, happier equates to safe, happier equates to familiar, happier equates to recognized, cared about, cherished, loved, all the things that make us feel like we're part of something. That's what happier is, right? So quite often when somebody says, you need to tell me something, because I can't. So I don't say there, you're going to be fine. I don't give them a hug. I don't do that because it's a Band-Aid. Happier is from the inside out. And how it works, how we trigger it, is with an impulse, because we get impulses all the time, right? Good morning, Rhea, how we filter the impulses that come in. We see a word that says lace and we think, ooh, lace what? And then we say, wait a minute, that's not lace, it's liver. Never mind. Me talking. So it is not that something that comes is by itself happier or happiness. It's how we receive it, how we filter it, how we feel when we recognize what we're looking at. It's our story of what has happened previous that pops into our head. And as soon as we know that, and we can't know it when we're in the middle of spinning and we're exhausted and we're crying. We just want to be better, right? And so in the better moment, what I do is I hand people something. I hand people that is something that is pretty much guaranteed to snap them out of, hi kitty, to snap them out of that spiral they're in. It is the ultimate disruptor. Vikings invented the ultimate disruptor. And so, and I do it because, well, it works. I do it because it has always worked so far. And so when somebody says, I wish I could be happier, I will say the first random thing that comes into my head that is guaranteed, and it has to be silly. It has to be frivolous, silly, whimsical, or just odd. And it has to be very simple, very immediate. So the first random, silly, odd, whimsical thing, I say it. And the person says, oh, if only I could, what? What are you, oh, for heaven's sake. And then they laugh. And my job is done. And I'll tell you why. I'm kind of on this path these days because it's so delicious and it's so exciting and it's so, oh, that's how this works. Ta-da. The minute we laugh, the minute we are distracted, what? It's like we had something and we are distracted and it falls through our fingers. We're not paying attention to how tightly we're holding it. What? And we drop it. The minute we drop it, the idea, the thought, the feeling, the whatever, in order to get it back, we can't just say, we actually have to get it back. We have to go get it back. We have to put ourselves back in that headspace, back in that trigger zone, back in the way we felt. That's a lot of work. If I am able to show you how to distract you from the thing that is looming like this, that is leeching away all your access to happier, if I can show you how to disentangle yourself from that, and then I can show you how to welcome happier, it's literally a double blink, and it's maybe 2 seconds once you practice it. And it's not, oh my gosh, I have to do it for 13 weeks and then I can only do it on the left side when the moon is in something. No. There are no conditions on it. There's no gotta haves. How are you, Rhea? What is all the news that's fit to print? Give me a second. So, first step. Remember the easy button? It was an ad campaign put together by a company that sells office supplies. And it was a great big red button and animated. And a hand comes down and goes, boom. And whatever was needed appears. And the voiceover slogan was, that was easy. And so we are invited to put together the idea that shopping there, with all the resources they have, not only solves the problem, but solves the problem easily. We love the word easily because we've already got a collection of hoops in the closet that we've had to jump through in order to have the solution from other providers. What we want is easy. So the story that I have that is fun and interesting, and I didn't know that, is the origin story of the pizza franchise called Domino's. So back in the day, we're not talking about Domino's now. I'm talking about the origin story. So the origin story was Domino's owner, he and his brother bought this small pizza company. And they realized in about, a day, that it was labor intensive and they were going to exhaust themselves and probably not make a lot of money because there's not a lot of room for profit, lots of competition, and it's hot work, right? You're in the kitchen all the time. And in order to make the money, just have a hair, there we go. In order to make the money, you have to be open all these hours. So what he did, and I've forgotten his name now, what he did is that he looked at the market and he realized that all the pizza companies were doing the same thing. They were all copying each other. And he decided to take off his pizza owner hat and put on his pizza eater hat. And he asked himself some questions. And they were all about what's in it for me. The bottom line was what's in it for me. And he asked himself, when he picks up the phone and calls for a pizza, what is it he wants? Well, I know that from personal experience, I want the pizza before I pick up the phone. That's why I picked up the phone. In other words, now would be good. Happier now is the point, right? And so that means fast. How long do I have to wait? The second thing that people want is they want it hot. They want to be able to open the box and smell that warmth, smell the warmth of it coming as the guy comes in the door. That's why they have them in the cushioned bags. So they want it hot. They don't, it's nothing, well, it's great to have cold pizza the next day or morning or whatever, but you don't want it cold now. You want it hot now because you just bought it now. And the other thing you want is you want everything to taste fresh. You want to be able to taste the individual ingredients. You want to have your mouth while you're even thinking about the pizza. When you can smell it coming in the door, when you open the door, you hear the car, you open the door, and you can practically smell it coming out of the car. You want those ingredients to be dancing in your head before you even bite into the pizza. So 1, 2, 3. What is it that people want when they order a pizza? They want it fast, they want it fresh, and they want it hot. All this other stuff that the competitors started doing to each other, how many ingredients, how many toppings, how much extra cheese, what you get with it, all the other side effects, that was designed to create such a great meal deal that you would buy from this pizza company instead of that pizza company. Okay, but that's not the first 3 things people want. The first 3 things they want that will make them happier now, right? Now, happier now is a simple win. They want it fast, they want it fresh, and they want it hot. So that's what he did. And he had bought this little company, and it was in really close proximity to a couple of universities and a military base. So he sent flyers out just to those colleges and that military base. And his flyer said, fresh, hot pizza, 30 minutes or it's free. Ta-da! Happier now. Instant gratification. Alrighty then. So how we get to happier now is by staying focused on the prize, not getting distracted by all the stuff, right? What makes us happier? It makes us happier to feel like we matter, like we're safe, like we're pretty, like we're handsome, like we're brave, like we're popular, like we're needed, like we make a difference, like we're unforgettable. That's what makes us happier now. So how do we get there? Well, how I do it, the first thing I do, the secret is I give people a hook from a story they already know. Vikings invented fishing, right? So to fish, you have a stick, you have a string, you have a pointy thing, and you have some kind of tantalizing treat. And you stick everything but the stick and half of the string in the water. And the fish comes along and says, oh, bait, sushi. No, not sushi. What's wrong with you, Abby? And it comes over and says, oh, look, yes. My Uber is here. That's how it works. The hook is the point. Why? Well, the hook is the point. The reason the hook matters is the hook is what catches you because of a suggestion. The hook in the story is the immediate knee-jerk remember moment that takes us right back to the last time we were happier now. Bam, time travelers. That's how it works. So that's what I do. So here's what I do. So we understand my point, right? We understand that if you want to be happier now, you just need to do one thing, one simple thing. Oof, easy. Here's what you do. You trigger a memory of happier now. How do you do that? Because if you're in the middle of upset, how do you do that? You trigger it with a word. You pick a word. The word itself should be designed to make you smile. It'll make you smile because the last time you used it, it made you smile. So the story is you see the word, you hear the word, it makes you smile, you're happier now. Ta-da! And what I usually do is I teach people to trigger. Somebody says, I just am having a bad day. And I say, well, you don't have lipstick on your teeth. Now, what's really funny, of course, is if I say it to a guy, the guy says, what? What are you talking about? Why would I have lipstick? Okay, here's the thing. I've just distracted him, right? Say it to a woman, you don't have lipstick on your thing. What? I don't? Oh, I don't. No, see? You feel better? What is wrong with you? What am I doing? I'm pulling them out of their spiral. I'm distracting them. I'm disrupting the way they're thinking. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Exactly. And so, what is it that happens when I do that? It's a non sequitur. It is a thing that makes no sense in their moment. They're in the midst of spiraling into something. They have had too many negative things. They've had too many things. They have had too many teeny weeny bits of details that they're trying to hold on to, like a raw egg on a fork. It's I can't, I can't, I can't, I can't. And you say to them, chocolate brownies. What? Chocolate brownies. What about them? Warm chocolate brownies. What about them? How do you feel about warm chocolate brownies? Great, but what? You see, I give people something that has weight, that has a magnetic effect, that pulls them to the story hook, and they see it, and it wasn't there before, and they look at it, and while they look at it, they're not looking at whatever that was that upset them. I have now removed them from the size of their upset a huge step closer to happier. I have brought them to the pivotry point. I have brought them ready to turn and laugh. Now, the other thing I use, the secret weapon I use, is my reputation. Because, for those of you who have no idea why that odd outfit is there, is that the mom that I played on television was not entirely there. And people love that about her. Hello, dear. Total stranger. Well, hello, dear. Are you wearing clean underwear? Total stranger. What? That's nice, dear. Try and do it with a straight face. What happens? Whatever it was they were worried about, they've put on hold. And the effort it's going to take to go back to the thing that was upsetting is far greater than how easy it is to stand there and say, you never change, you never disappoint. Well, thank you. How you doing? Oh, well, I'm having a day. But 5 seconds before, they weren't, oh, I'm having a day. They were in the clutches of their day. We all get there. We all get there. So when I realize that I'm breathing here instead of where I'm supposed to be breathing, it's shallow breathing, and I'm feeling anxious, and my hands are a little tight. I can feel that I'm not relaxed. I can do the breathing exercise. I've taught you guys the 30-second 5-finger breathing exercise. You just trace the fingers of one hand, not fast. And you just kind of enjoy the feeling that it gives you, right? And then you do it with the other hand. And the feeling of the index finger just lightly tracing your hand is almost ticklish, very soothing, very soft. And then you go back. And while you're paying attention to it, especially if you talk yourself through it, the way I'm doing, whatever it was that was really anxious making has receded a little bit. It's gone back about 10 feet. It's not in sharp focus, right? When I talk to people who are coping with really tough emotional times, we've all been through them, all of us, many times. And some of them are more of a challenge to manage than others. All of them, however, take us to a place where we feel really cut adrift. And so I don't talk to them a lot about there, dear, are you wearing clean underwear? And I don't talk to them about, this is a process. I don't talk to them about that so much. I talk to them about doing this. I talk to them about getting getting a soft sheet, getting a really comfortable pillow, giving ourselves permission to put on socks that are comfortable, and make some hot sweet tea, and take the moment to do that, because the body part of the sad part of the upset part of the grieving is that our it's like grief is a lot like puberty, in that we are suddenly in a place we have never been before, and we don't know why, we don't know how to navigate it, and we don't know who we are in this moment. And if in the middle of grief, I say it's like puberty, it's a journey, and we all know that we get to the other side. We just don't know when we're in it. And so I give people, in the talks that I have, in the texts that we do back and forth, in the sessions that we have, I give them tangible story hooks that remind them of other things. I take them away in order to come back, because in the coming back, we're coming back to it from a distance. We're seeing it from a distance. And then we get to choose which pieces of it we pick up. When we are up close in it, it has surrounded us and overtaken everything. And we can't navigate it. We can't manage ourselves in it. We can't distance ourselves because it's got a magnetic quality. And we are very reluctant to use our ability to let it go, because it feels like we are abandoning the passion that we have. It feels like we are abandoning the person, the people, the things that meant and mean everything. By giving ourselves permission to step back, by giving ourselves permission to feel comfort, doesn't mean we are abandoning. It doesn't mean we are no longer sacrificing. It means we are giving ourselves permission to exhale and then inhale and climb in again and celebrate again all of the things that matter so much. So, how are we happier now? And the answer is, we need a story hook. We need a story hook if I say easy button. But if you never saw the commercial and you've never experienced easy button, and you're in the middle of something that is deeply upsetting, that is deeply overwhelming, it's stress, 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 stress. How can you get far enough back to take that breath? If you can give yourself permission to do that 30-second breathing exercise, that's a great start. And then while you're in that 30 seconds for both hands, 30 seconds for both hands coming and going, right? It's only 30 seconds. While you're in that, just to teach yourselves how to go get your hook, where you put it. I'm giving you my permission. I'm inviting you to do this. So the 30-second breathing exercise, that gives you a chance to breathe. Breathing's important. And now I want to give you the easy button word. I want to give you how you choose your easy button word. And how you begin to choose it is by starting with one I give you. It's your temporary password. It's your temporary password to happier now, okay? And the temporary password is Abby Goofy Moment, Abby Silly, Abby Mom. And my invitation is, when you use any of those combinations of phrases, I want you to bring back your favorite ridiculous thing you've seen me do. Whether you've seen me do it here, whether you've seen me do it in person, whether you've seen me do it on television or on radio. There's a million of them to choose from. And if you can't recall, you just go to YouTube, you type in, you can't do it on television, mom, and 7 billion of them will come up. and just pick one. If you saw a sketch, if you loved the way that I did this, that, or the other, and it always made you laugh, if the eye roll because of the kid made you laugh, if something about dad or snake eyes or the kids or whatever, but you can start with me because I'm right here and I'm giving you permission. Abby silly, Abby mom, Abby goof, Abby blooper. And when you laugh at the blooper, at the moment, at my expression, there will be a word that comes to mind. And that's your password. That's your code. That's your hook to what? To disrupt the toxic that's got hold of you, to interrupt it. You just need a second to interrupt it. Because if I say something silly, if I've done something silly, if you say Lady Liberty, if you say the pancake, if you say Lisa and the Fly, if you say anything, Abby Matthew, any of that stuff, Abby Chris leather jacket, whatever it is that comes to mind, Abby knitting, whatever it is, you have my permission. Because where I want you to go immediately is to say, I love that show, or I loved her, or I loved that moment. Because the minute you do that, it releases this flood of dopamine. Dopamine stamps out, immediately disrupts, squashes the cortisol that makes you anxious. You have to physically and intentionally go back to the things that were overwhelming you. But what has happened in this moment is that you have given yourself permission to take a deep, have you ever taken a deep breath of menthol? It's like you want to keep inhaling. It's like and it just fills your lungs. Or you smell fresh coffee, or you smell something baking, or the smell of pizza. We're back to the conversation of pizza. You smell it. You just want to keep taking it in. Why? Because, the sensation of that smell. You go on vacation near the ocean. Oh, the salt air, the salt water air. Oh, it's incredible, right? Okay. Those are your sensory hooks. Those are your easy button hooks. What they are is the story hook. The story is your recognition, your filter, the way you perceived it. One of my best hooks, I'm addicted to the minions, the Despicable Me minions. I think they're hysterical. They are the most cheerfully bright yellow sociopaths I've ever seen. And they crack me up because their language is ludicrous. Anyway, there's a little girl in one of the episodes. I haven't seen the whole movie, but this little girl who has a thing for unicorns, right? She's this tiny little girl, and she's got a really little soft voice. And she's captured by thugs, and she's in this den of iniquity. And she says something about unicorns. One of the thugs says, I saw a unicorn once. And how was it like? And he's telling her it's this and that, the other thing. And she leans forward, and she screams at this thug and says, was it fluffy? See, it cracks me up, small child, large passion. This is what I want to gift to you. It is not that you need to be me. It is not that you need to be thinking about Abby, mom, or any of those things constantly. It's that I want you to see how we go and get the thing that cures us. We are the happier. We are the happy. We just don't know where we put it. We put it someplace safe for safekeeping so we would know where it was, and we've forgotten. I'm giving you a substitute button, a substitute hook, a substitute word association that you can use. Because I'll tell you, the minute you're in the happy place, the minute you're laughing, the minute you're saying, Abby is literally a mad woman, Your own happy will come back because they're magnetic and they come back together. We are, this is the third thing I want to say. I said there were two in the post. I said I'm going to give you 2 hacks. This is the thing, okay? We are happy. We're born happy. Except for that really rude moment when we were perfectly fine. It was dark and warm and comfortable. And the next thing we know, it's not dark and warm and somebody just gave us a sharp smack on the bum. And we would like to have a conversation with the manager about that. But that's a fleeting moment. Everything else is innately a clean slate. In our active mind, we are not burdened with all kinds of external toxic stress. We are filled with curiosity and wonder. The moment we discover toes, oh my God, right? And fingers, right? It is all the things that are added on later over time that we keep trying to hang on to and hold on to because we think we're supposed to, that move us away from happy, that move us away from our natural state, which is kind of like the ocean. It's kind of like there's no jagged edges. We're in a state of flow, ebb and flow all the time, unless we're interrupted by ow, and then we focus on ow because it hurt, and we forget how to let ow go. So the third thing is, and this is important, picture that you have a small 6-inch balloon filled with helium. It's attached to a ribbon, and the ribbon is tied to a small weight that allows you to put your balloon on your desk or on your dining room table, on your kid birthday party. Small balloon, ribbon, weight holds it, balloon full of helium. If you take a pair of scissors and you say, let's say the weight is stress, and let's say the balloon is us in flow, and all you have to say is stress, snap, and cut the ribbon. Stress, snap, cut the ribbon. The sound effect is snip. Maybe that's your code word, snip. Maybe like the little girl in Despicable Me, it's snap. Whatever works for you. But you have my full permission to channel my foolishness, to channel my decision to own my happy on my terms, on demand. I make that decision every day. I wake up, I do the 30-second breathing exercise. And as I do it, I say, it's going to be a happy day. How do I know? It's my day. Every day is my day if I'm in it, isn't it? Every day is your day if you're in it. If you say I'm having a day, well, why are you having it? Why are you having a day? Have your day. Hand that day to somebody else. Snip it. The stress is not yours to own. As Rhea and I talk about, the stress is not your barnacle buddy. You can let it go. You can scrape it off or snip it. Right? Snip it. Maybe that's it. Snip it. We are the very definition. We are the very definition of happier now. And that's the truth. And after all, would mom lie to you? Of course not. So when we come back on Thursday, I have an amazing, amazing conversation to have with you. It's beautiful, it's exciting, it's wonderful. And every time I have this conversation, it makes people say, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh oh my gosh. And I'm going to share it with you. So between now and then, you know the drill. Be good to you. Snip it. Hang on to your happy. It's all yours to own. And remember to hug your loved ones because they deserve it too. I want to thank every one of you, in case you didn't know or you forgot, that the joy that I experience doing these videos with you is because of you. It wouldn't be the same without you. Without you, it's me alone. It's a rehearsal. We all need rehearsals, but at a point, we'd like to have the party. Correct? Correct. So I'm going to let you go. I will see you on Thursday. And remember what I say.